Hello, I'm Kerry from Mobilates and welcome to Mindful Mobility Pilates. What was a mouthful? It's number 36. The weeks have been passing by. So I know some of you come in and you are regulars. Some of you might be your first time today. You can always give me a little comment, a little hello, and I will go through when I've finished. And I might even catch it as I'm doing this and just check in with you, see how you're doing and say hi. We're going to have 30 minutes of really gentle Pilates inspired exercise. Or first hi to Irene. Irene. Hello, Irene. We're going to be standing. We can be sitting. So you don't have to stand. And we're going to use something lying down. Who have we got there? Hello, Jean. Oh, the sun is shining. Very nice. And Jackie, I've got light coming through. I'm not feeling the warmth. I want more warmth, please. Bring on warm sunshine. We'll try and warm ourselves up instead. So standing or sitting, a little bit wider apart with your feet. So they're not that hip width. We'll set them to that in a second. Maybe about shoulder width. Have a little wriggle. So you can feel settled. I'm going to let my knees be a little bit softer because they tend to push back. Let your belly soften. We're going to breathe into our belly. So that sounds a bit weird because the lungs are up here, not in our belly. But if we allow our belly to relax, as we breathe in, the diaphragm muscle, this big dome across here, can then push down. That's what makes your belly bulge, a little swell as you're breathing in. And then as you breathe out, the diaphragm goes back up, your belly just comes back. So let's do it. We're going to just take our palms up as we breathe in. Belly swells, and as we breathe out, feeling pull back towards you. It's just feeling like it's coming inwards. That needs a bit more. We're going to breathe into our belly. So that sounds a bit weird because the lungs are up here, not in our belly. But if we allow our belly to relax as we breathe in, the diaphragm muscle, this big dome across here, can then push down. That's what makes your belly bulge a little, swell as you're breathing in. And then as you breathe out, the diaphragm goes back up, your belly just comes back. So let's do it. We're going to just take our palms up as we breathe in, belly swells, and as we breathe out, feeling it pull back towards you. It's just feeling like it's coming inwards. You don't need to force it, nice and gentle. And as you're doing that breath, as you do your out breath through your mouth, feeling tensions that you don't need passing out of your body, passing away, floating away, drifting away. A couple more like this. And then let your arms settle. Let your breathing settle. You can tighten your belly a little bit now, especially as we're going to try and sit and stand a little taller. So that needs a bit more effort here. So I'm now going to move our feet inwards a little. So I've just turned my feet so they're parallel. And when I look down, it's like a floorboard could fit between them, or a book, paperback book. And it's the same if you're sitting. From here, we're going to come up tall. I'm going to pull that invisible thread at the back of your head. I always get one of my hairs when I do this. And now we're going to go into some pelvic tilts. I'll turn to the side. So tighten the belly and feel your pelvis rocking backwards and forwards. Now, I like to keep this movement quite small, just so I can feel it really in this low part of the spine, the lumbar. That's where my hand is here. And you'll see the shape change. So when I'm like that, there's more of a curve. You can see a bit more of a bottom sticking out. When I go tucking under, it goes quite flat here, almost completely flat. If I really tuck under some more, it's curved slightly, but that feels a bit uncomfortable for me. It may be different for you. And I want you to feel like you're rocking between these places. That's why it doesn't need to be so big. So it's just that rocking movement. And then we're going to do a little side to side. So I'm going to put my hands just over the hip bones. Mine are around here. If you can feel your hip bones, just somewhere on the sides is good. Soft knees. And if you're on the chair, this feels a little firm, shall we say, because you've got the stability of the seat. So it feels quite firm underneath the bottom, but you can feel like lifting up here, lifting up on this side. And if you're standing, letting your knees move a little bit with this. You'll see one will go straight and the other one bends. To the body, round to the front. I've got a bit of arthritis in my big toe, so that side, the sensation's a bit funny. It's not so balanced. That's it. And then bring your feet back, just have a little walk on the spot. Let's have our arms coming up and down, and then starting to look up and down. So this movement's coming into your upper back. You can then make it bigger if you want to. So that might be looking up a little more. Just don't crunch this bit of your neck. And then rounding your back somewhere around this middle bit here, if that's safe for you. So if you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia, you'd be keeping this small, more like that on the forwards, because that's where the weight is. Probably more comfortable leaning back a little. But you don't want to be taking it here, because that's greater weight. Just forgetting what my arms are doing. Last one like this. And then just taking a little bit into our wrists. I'm showing you from all directions. So it's like you're doing a stop sign, and then you're bending your wrists forward, and then a little bit side to side, a bit like a wave, and then a little bit this way. Oh, I can feel that going right up there. And then we're going to reach up nice and soft, trying to get this bit opening up. So this is like you're trying to reach something off a high shelf. And then we're going out to the side. Imagine the shelves are over here and over here. And then let this flow. You can let the rest of your body have a little wave side to side as you're doing this. Take your legs a bit wider if you like. And let it be nice and smooth. And again, we're trying to get it into these sides, but you might feel a little bit along your hip flexors. And then straightening the legs, slowing the motion down. And then let the arms have a little swing. We're going to go into some squats going backwards. So taking your legs a little bit wider, sitting or standing. And if you're standing, you're going to send your bottom back, and your hands can go on your legs. We're keeping the back straight, and then we're going to push up. If you're sitting, you're going to hinge forward, straight back, push into your feet, and come up tall. Need that tension on the belly. So you're coming forward, feel the weight change in your feet as you come forwards. And then push a little into your feet and come up. You can also try squeezing your glutes right at the bottom of your bottom to push yourself up. That's it. And you don't need to go very low. If your knees give you problems, keep it small. And you can be resting your hands on the back of a chair. That's another really good way. It's good for these big muscles. And then we're going to take our legs wider. And we're going to start moving from one foot to another. Arms are swinging the opposite way until you can get a bit of balance into it all. See if that leg can come up and down. And then the other side. And if you're sitting, I'll show you your option. Keep going with the standing version. Sitting, the legs go wide. You lean from one side to another, get that going. And then you can start to extend that leg. You might take it slightly off the floor. It's quite challenging, I would say. The seated version is in some way harder than the standing version. That's it. And then everybody, wherever you are in this, will come back to the centre and we'll go into some swishes. So bringing your feet forwards, they can be a little bit wider so you've got a wider base to support you. And your arms are flowing forwards and backwards, legs are soft. And then you can either go down with a straight back, hinged. That's good if you've got problems with your spine. Or you can start to curve and then extend if your spine feels good with it. If you're sitting, wide legs, and it's the same. You could come forwards using your hands as brakes on your legs is one option. And that will stop you going very far. Or you can use your hands and go either outside your legs or inside the legs. Whatever feels good. This is just to get lots of movement into your spine. Some deeper breath, some warmth into the body. Make the next one your last one. And we're going to go down to the mat, down to your bed, down to whatever surface you're lying on. If it's a bed, pull the duvet back because it's pretty soft and we need a bit of firmness for where we're going next. So don't worry, you can take your time. I'm getting down here really quickly just for the sake of the class, but I can't see you, so you're good. You can take your time. Let's move to lying on our backs. You need a bit of room at each end of your mat. So check that you've got room for your legs to extend and for your arms to go back safely. You've got space around you. And then rest your hands on your belly. And your feet and legs, if you're not sure about them, bring them to touch. Take your heels out and your toes forwards. I suggest at the moment probably nothing under your head because we're going to push up shortly and you'll only have to take it out. But first, let's do the pelvic tilts lying down. So here is the pelvic tilt, tucking under. I can feel my tops and my lower back pressing into the floor. And then it rolls forwards. And I'm trying to concentrate on really feeling it through my lower back so that not too many other parts of my body are involved. The belly muscles are tightening to control the motion. I'm just trying to focus on that sensation, that rolling and then that rolling away when it feels like there's a little space under there. And And you can do it with your breath as well. So you can breathe in. As you breathe out, tuck under, flattening the back against the floor. It's more like a rounding in many ways than a flattening. As you breathe in, rolling forwards. Keep that motion going. The arms are now down by your sides. And with the next one, we're going to just roll up a little bit further. That's it. So there's a little bit more effort. I can feel it through my feet, certainly feeling the floor. I'm pushing the bottom a bit higher. Look, my hands are going underneath. It's definitely getting higher. And I'm doing it gradually. So I'm going up and then I'm coming down a bit like my spine. It's just climbing down a little staircase. So you can feel each bit go back to the floor and then each bit rolls up. And it's going higher. I think I'm nearly at my highest point. Feel like my legs want to come back a little bit. Otherwise, I can feel it a lot in my hamstrings. That's not where I'm aiming it today. So I'm getting a bigger breath. Tucking under, rolling up to your highest point, which could be up here, this straight line from knee to shoulder, or it could be lower, wherever you're at. Somewhere you can hold it. And then I want you to imagine that we've put something under here, like a skateboard or a hammock. Let's call it a hammock. I think that would be nice. And then we're going to swing side to side in our hammock. So imagine that you've just got that hammock just gliding you from side to side. Keeping off the floor. So I'm not getting lower, but you can see it dips down. Glutes are helping to control it. Now take it lower and lower. Let your back gently round and round into the floor. That's it. And then do that movement all the way down to the mat. Let's do it one more time. So breath in. Breath out. Starting your pelvic curl first. So you're tucking under. Feeling each part of your spine leaving the mat, holding it there suspended and still, and then that hammock's going to swing in the breeze, side to side, coming lower and lower and lower and lower. Really nice one for low back discomfort, or I hope it is for you, especially if you've been gardening. Until you can feel it on the floor and you can keep that motion going. Oh, that's so nice. Right, next. Sliding leg away, slide it back. Slide the other leg away, slide it back. Slide the opposite leg away, and take the arm back, that's what I was trying to say. So we're combining leg and arm. Palm is facing inwards. Means your thumb leads the way back. So we're just stretching out a little with this one. Back stays the same, nothing's changing at this one at the moment. And then as you start to move, and it doesn't matter how far back your arm goes, and it doesn't matter if your arm goes a little bit wider, it doesn't stay close to your ear. I want you to get a nice long leg. That's it. And then maybe float the leg, doesn't have to even travel on the floor. Travels in the air, maybe the slightest touch as that leg goes forwards and backwards. And this is just staying quite, I want to say tight, but not tight, restrictive tight, just a little bit of tension. Firm, and that's probably the word. Last one each side. And then we're going to roll onto our sides. And you can have a long arm. You can use a pillow underneath like that. Some people like to have their arm sort of crooking their head, or even pushed up like that. So whatever works for you. But you want to feel like you're directly on your side. So not rolling forwards like that, not rolling back like that, but really on your side. And then can you see my hips trying to come up here? It's trying to flatten to the floor. So I'm going to put my hand here, take a breath in. And as I breathe out, I'm going to push my hip away. That's it. So I can feel, you can see on my top there, it just pushes the hips down level. And then I'm going to take this top leg. This is what's going to do the motion. It's going to start cycling. Like you're on a unicycle, but only one leg is going. Other leg is just bent on the floor, pressing that foot on this leg into the floor and cycling. I can see I can get lots of forward movement, trying to get it at the back as well without changing my back here. So I don't want to suddenly go like that and arch. That's uncomfortable. So you probably feel more movement here than you do behind you. That's it. One more like that. And then bring both legs up like you're sitting on a chair, and your legs are shins parallel with a mat if you're on a mat. And these legs here forming a right angle with your shins. Slide this arm downwards. You might need this cushion here. Hands are stacked on top of each other, and again you've got that wobble. You can push the hip down a little. And we're just going to slide our hands back. Oh, I felt a nice big click as I did that. Legs stay together. And that hand's just sliding across the body. Oh, that's nice. And you let your head just roll with it. Like you're trying to open out the top half of your body, but someone's sitting on your legs. And then we're going to change it. Now we're going to open up like a book, and your legs can open, they can move. That's it. And you're going as comfortable and as far as you want to. Now if this feels too much for your shoulders, go back to where we were with that slide and concentrate on taking that elbow back. If this feels good, I think we could do a couple more. Breathing in as those hands come together and out as they open. That was the last one on that side. So you could just roll the other way. I'm going to flip myself around so you can see what I'm doing. So starting on that unicycle, legs are in this, it's like a triangle bend. Your feet, your bottom, back, head in line. And this arm just supporting your head wherever is comfortable. Right, from here, top leg, starting to cycle. You can see I've got a hand here for support, and I'm trying to just be on my finger pads rather than press like crazy. Just keeping it light, trying to keep a bit of tension here. And I'm also pressing into the foot on this leg, pressing the side of it into the floor. That's it. And remember, it's mainly forward motion. You get a little bit at the back. And you might be feeling it around here. That's it. You might even be able to take your hand off the floor, put it on your hip. Last one. I feel that needs a bit of a rub better. And then move those legs forwards like you're sat on a dining chair. Your legs are together. Arm forwards. Head can be on a pillow. Hands together. And my hands are in front of my chest here. They're not up by my nose. They're just lower down. We slide first. Keep the legs together like they've been Velcroed. Breathing in as the hands come forwards. Breathing out as that elbow goes back. And just getting this nice rotation into your spine and letting everything slip and slide to take you there. And the legs stay together. This one's different. Now we're going to open up like a book, and the legs can move. They can open. They might go down a little. I find they're just trying to open like that at the knee. And you can see, for me, it's different on this side. I can open right up to the floor. I couldn't do that the other way. It's just a natural asymmetry in the body. Breath in as your hands are forwards. Breath out as they go back. Maybe 2 more like this. And remember, you can be doing it sliding the elbow back. You can stick with that if that's uncomfortable. Oh, that's nice. And then we're going to roll onto our backs again. And this time you can keep the cushion underneath because we're not doing any more bridges. Let your arms go into that T shape. And my legs got that slight gap between my knees and my feet. And just letting them sway. But I'm using my belly and my back to pull back to the floor. So what do I mean? As I move away, I take a breath in. And I'm going to concentrate on trying to get these ribs, these low ribs, back to the floor. And my belly definitely tightens as I do that. And now I've got that feeling of almost touching the floor all the way down that tiny gap. Moving away, breathe in. Bit of tightness in the belly, pulling those ribs back to the floor, flattens for a moment, and then let it have a bit of space. And then we can have the head rolling the other way. And just like we were rolling with our pelvis, we're now rolling our back, really pulling it to the floor. So you don't get that little arch popping up so much. That's it. And then bring your legs in. You can put your hands on the back of your thighs or on your knees, wherever, and let your feet come quite close together and your knees out to the side. Just a little rock from side to side. Your back's rounding into the floor a little. We're giving it a massage. And some of you might even like your legs up higher, more like a happy baby. Some of you might even be holding on to toes, doing that sort of thing, if that feels good. It's all good. If you roll over, hopefully you're not falling off your bed. You're doing it a little more central. But if you sort of wiggle over, that's okay. And then put your hands on your knees, feet are inwards, and we're steering each knee separately into circles. And the feet are almost like a little hinge, just touching or just about touching. And then take it the other way. Oh, that lovely, lovely little sort of arpeggio for Debussy. So nice. Hope you can hear that coming through. And then we'll roll onto our sides and push ourselves upwards. Sitting, however, feels comfortable. If you've got that cushion, you could stick it underneath your bottom. Give yourself a little wriggle. Breathing in, take your shoulders up a little. Breathing out, melt them down. And then we're going to tilt the head one side to the other. Just taking your ear down this direction. And then we'll take the head the other way. Tip of your nose downwards and up. Pulling my head back a little. Nice long neck. And then stay down, roll to the side. And the other way. Letting your belly swell again with the breath. So you're breathing in and out. Last one, bring our heads up. Arms out to the side, palms out. Scoop lots of air up till your fingers touch. Bring your hands into your heart, your chest center. Give yourselves a clap, well done. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope it felt good. I'll be here again next week. Looking forward to it already. See you soon. I'm going to check you in the comments. Bye.